Hello, all my crafting friends. Welcome to another Make It Monday. I have a couple of really cute cards here, and it is quilt card themed. And so I'd had some requests from some of my customers to do some of these types of cards, and I came up with this one. And then I had another customer to send me a copy of this card, and I had made it um, in the past, and it's just been a really hot minute, and so I had to refigure it out, and so I decided to use our new in colors and come up with this card here. And so she had sent me one, I think it was a landscape, and I think it had like words stamped on this white back piece or whatever. And so I decided to step it up just a bit. And so this was my in-person class for today. And so for this class here, I am offering the kit to US only. I'm sorry, but if you place an order with me for $35 or more, I'm always happy for more, but at least $35, I will mail you this kit. If you give me your address, I will mail you the kit to make both of these cards for free. So they're fun to make, they're easy to make, and so we're going to get started on making these. So we'll make this one first, and then we'll make that one. Alrighty, so for this one here, that's a little bit of a fun fold, and so it opens up kind of like this. Your greeting goes down here, and then there's a place for you to sign right here. But it looks difficult, but it is not. And so I'm going to leave that laying. I think I'll put it right there. I think you can still see it on the camera. And then we'll get the bits and pieces out. So if, like I said, if you want to get this kit for free, then you just place a $35 Stampin' order with me, and I will mail your kit, and it'll be like this. It'll have your envelope, and then I'll have your cardstock and all of your little bits and pieces ready to go. Now, I won't do like the embossing folder, but if you have an embossing folder, you could use any of them. But because you have to put it together first before you do the embossing on this one. And so we will get started making this. I really enjoy making this card. So I need to make certain I've got all my pieces. So I have, I think this is 3/4 by 3/4. And I'm looking for a fourth one of them. Yep, it's in the envelope. So if you do get this kit, make certain that you check your envelope for all the little bits and pieces. And then you have a card base here. And this card base is, let's see, that is, should be 5.5 to there. So it's 10 3/4, and it was scored at 5.5, and it's 4 1/4 wide. So I just cut a little bit off the end on that. And then this is one of our new in colors, and this one is Summer Splash. Let's see, this is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and this should be 3 by 3, I believe. Yep, 3 inches by 3 inches. And then these are roughly 4 1/4 inches long, and about trying to see here, 7/16 wide. Okay, so I have 2 of them, and these are the Summer Splash, and so I'm going to use 2 different patterns of it. So I just flipped it over. So I have that, and this one here is that new pumpkin, not pumpkin pie, peach pie. And so I'm going to flip that over, so we have 2 different patterns of that. And then so we have 4 pieces, and they're all the same size. And then this piece here is let's see, 4¼ wide by 1½ tall. And you can use this side or you can use the polka dotted side. And so there are those things. To make this card easier in the next card, it's the silicone mats are your friend, trust me. Otherwise everything gets a little bit sticky. Now I'm going to bring out my grid paper because I can see the grid through my silicone mat here. I think I'll move this to right over there so that my workspace will be over here. Makes life just a little bit easier, I think. I'll move this over here. And we don't need our card base as of just now, so we're going to work on this. So I'm going to put my piece down, my piece of white, and I'm going to use liquid glue. You can use snail, not snail, but our Stampin' Seal. You can use that, but I'm going to use liquid glue because I can kind of move that one around a little bit. So I have my glue here. And to get started, I'm going to pick my first piece of DSP. And I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to add glue to one end. Only one end, not the center, not the other end, okay? And then when I lay this down, I want to take this edge right here and I want to line it up from that corner to this corner. So that's why we have this mat here. And so I'm going to put it right here at this corner, and then I'm going to bring this over and just line it up. And I just want to make certain that it's from corner to corner like that. So it's down here in this little point, up in that little point, and then I want to hold that for a moment so it can adhere and it won't move on me and shift whenever I put my next pieces down. Okay. So then I'm going to take my next piece and I'm just going to do the same thing with it. I'm going to put a little bit of glue just on one end, not the other end. So this end's not glued down, just that end. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to put this edge here again from corner to corner. And it will reach because of this is a 3-inch. So that means that the span is 4¼ I'm going to hold that. And you can do this, the peach pie. Stampin' Up! Makes all of our names kind of things that make you hungry. So, anyway, so there's that. And then, so then the next one that I'm going to do is this one. And I want to make certain that my pattern is different. And I'm going to put this up here. And I'm going to slide it under right there. And this one's going to be corner to corner also, but I'm going to butt it up against this summer splash. Like that. And just hold it in place. And these ends are not glued. This end's not glued, just here and here. So we're only gluing at the top, okay? Okay. Now then, this one has our floral on it, and it's going to go below this peach pie. So I'm going to put just a little bit of glue, and I want to make certain that it's the opposite pattern once again than this one. And we're going to go under this one and over that one. So I hope that, so we put the first one, then we just put the second one over. Then when we put the second peach pie on, we tucked under the peach pie. Now this one, we are going to put it down and butt it up against that other peach pie, and it is a tight fit. Okay? And then we're going to lay it down like that, and we want to make certain that these ends get glued and won't slide, okay? So I'm holding this here for a moment. And then we're going to lift this up and put just a little bit of glue underneath where those four are going to come together and meet. And see, there's just a little dot of glue coming through there, and that's fine for right at the moment. Okay, and then we want to glue these other ends down. Okay, those two down, make certain they stay. And I do have a glue eraser handy and the silicone mat, and I'm going to show you here in a moment why. And then I want to raise these two end ones up. Just add a little bit of glue coming to that corner. And hold that down. Okay, so I'm going to lift that up. So I had glued it down, and I'm going to flip it over and press some glue off. That way it'll dry quicker, and then I can erase it. When you have glue on this, if you just rub it, it rolls up into a ball, and you can discard that. Okay? All right, so we have this much. And then we want to take our scissors. I've got glue on my fingertips. And we're going to turn this over to the back side. And we're going to take our scissors and trim along that white cardstock. We're just trimming each one of those little points off. Take all these little pieces, put it in my trash. I have this cute little trash can to put my dimensional backings and stuff. I have it at my desk height so that I'm not constantly reaching down to my trash bin. All right, so now we've trimmed those off, and it's starting to take some shape. So we're going to take these little 3/4 inch squares, and we're just going to put a little bit of glue on the back and then line those up in the corners. Okay, kind of like that. Whoops, sliding around on me. That's good for the glue to be able to move, but then other times it's not. Then we're going to just put a little bit of glue on that. Put it up in this corner. And as long as you got it relatively close, like this is just off just a little bit, but nobody will notice. And it's homemade. That way they know that it's homemade if there's little imperfections. But we need to allow ourselves to not be perfect all the time. So add this right here in the corner. And so now it's taking shape as our star. Okay, so I'm going to move this out of the way for a moment. and bring in Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I want that to dry just a little bit. And I want my number 1 thick plate. It's the thick one, and it's the number 1. Put it down. And then we have the gray plate. And then we have the Eyelet 3D embossing folder. I thought this was a really neat folder to represent the stitching of a quilt. So I'm going to open this up, and what I'm going to do is, you can either put it in with where the Stampin' Up logo shows and line it up with that black line, or you can turn it over. So earlier today in class, I had it where it was showing up, so it embossed it. So now I'm lining it up along that line. So this little line where the logo is, trying to line that up so it'll be fairly straight. And then I'm going to close it, and I'm going to run it through so that it debosses. And you want to put the seam where it folds and the opening's the opposite way. So the seam goes first. Lay that there. Put my plate on there and start pushing it. My handle will start moving. I can get it all in the frame. We'll try. Whoops. Need it to go straight. Just kind of send it through there. It's going to pop kind of a little bit here. Here we go. Move this off to the side. All right, and then we're going to open this up. Oops. There we go. So if it kind of sticks a little bit, you just... So this one is debossed. I'm trying to feel if there's any glue that I need to remove. Because it will squish out whenever you're run it through the folder. Sometimes it will squish out. So that is our star. So now then, this almost looks seamless, and it looks like you did the intricate cuts to make the star. All right, so we'll set this off for the moment, and we're going to fold this. See if I can find a bone folder here. Yes, it's right here. All right, and I'm making certain it's pretty straight and crease. And then I'm going to bring in the Wishing You Everything Wonderful and our Summer Splash Stampin' Pad. Okay, let me grab, here it is. So I'm going to lightly, I keep, telling my customers, just barely touch it, just tap it just lightly. Okay, and I know I'm going to set this so that where that line is here, that's where that top edge of this flap is. So I know I need to be below this line when I'm stamping. So it's just giving me a reference. And then I want to stamp it right about there, hopefully. And for whatever reason, the largest part of the writing is ... on there, and I don't know why, but it doesn't matter how many times I'm stamping it, it's been doing that. So I may have to use an eraser on it, or sand it just a little bit to get any excess off of that. All right, so now then I need to bring in my layering piece. And so this side you can tell is embossed, so it's sticking out. This side is debossed, so it kind of makes it look like it's been stitched into the fabric like you would a quilt. Put my glue dots up there. And then grab my glue. And I like to go from the corner in so that it adheres my corners well. And then because this is a rough surface, I want to make certain I do get quite a bit of glue on the back of it, but it's mainly towards the center and then just a little bit on my corners. Then I'm going to line this up, do the best that I can, and then hold. So I'm going to put that block on there for now, so maybe it'll hold it down. And then bring this in, and this piece here. I want to glue this along here, and I cut it at 4 1/4, and this is 4 1/4 wide also. But depending on if I'm wearing my glasses or not, depends on whether or not I see 4 1/4 the same. So what I usually try to do is line one edge up completely, and if there's anything, so there's a little bit hanging off here, then I can trim that away. So that's what I'm going to do. And see, I've got a little something on there. It won't matter because I'm going to cover that up. So I'm just adding glue once again to my corners and then through the center. And then I want to go right through the middle and make certain this side is lined up, and then this side can hang off just ever so slightly. So I want to do that straight line here again. Get it kind of like that. Then I'm going to flip this over and lay my scissors up against that cardstock and just trim. And that's trash. So it's coming together. And then this piece we will put on the front here. So I'm going to add glue to my corners. And then I'm trying to line this up here and this one here and on this other side. Kind of and hold it. And this DSP is the 2024-2026 in colors. And you get several of these cards out of a pack of DSP. I hardly used any DSP doing this one. All right, so here we are. We're almost finished. So I'm going to bring this out. And I want to put, looking for either the putty or, so I want the pumpkin peach pie. Man, I'm stuck on pumpkin pie and pecan pie. And I'm going to put this right here in the center. So that kind of closes up where all of it came together. So if it doesn't quite match up, you've hidden that now. And there's one more thing that I like to do to give my cards a little bit more is grab me a piece of copy paper. I'm going to lay this way. I don't want to spray this because it will make that run. And And then I'm going to open this up. And in this tube, I took my Wink of Stella and I unscrewed this. And I took the cap off my Wink of Stella and squirted drops of Wink of Stella down into the tube. And I think I did like 6 maybe. Pretty good sized drops. Then I filled this up the rest of the way with alcohol, and then I shake, because down here in the bottom all the Wink of Stella is settled, and if you shake it, it stirs it up, and then you give several little spritzes on the front of this, and then it just gives it quite a bit of shimmer. I don't know if you could see it on there, but in person it gives it that little bit of shimmer to it. So that is our first card. So I hope that you're enjoying these cute little quilt cards. So I have another one for us. All right, so that's our first one. So I'll set this over here and bring this mat back out because we're going to need it. And then this is the other one that we're going to make. And I will move that out of the way. And then grab my card kit. All right, so on this one, we have thick basic white again for that card base. And that's empty. So this one is 4 1/4 by 11 scored at 5.5. So it is just a half of a card here. Or I mean, half of a sheet. So I'll put that up there. And then we have Petunia Pop. And the Petunia Pop is, let's see, it's 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And so we have that. And then this one here is, let's see, 3 3/4 by 5. So we've got that. We have these little pieces, and this is a great way to use up scraps of your DSP by doing this cute little card. And so we have 2 of the Call Me Clover, and I'm going to flip it over so that I've got 2 different patterns. We have 2 of the Petunia Pop. I'm going to flip that second one over. So we have different patterns. We have 2 of the Peach Pie, and flip one over. And then we have 2 of the Pretty in Pink, and we're going to flip that over and have that. So that's a little bit different. Now, how I do it is I want to put them in the order that I want to lay them down. So I'm going to do Petunia Pop, Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, and then the Call Me Clover, and then I'm going to start over with the Petunia Pop, and then the Pretty in Pink, this Peach Pie, and then this Call Me Clover. And so that way I know which one I'm going to lay when and where. So with this grid showing through my silicone mat, I have 2 pieces here, and I believe they're 3 by 3. Nope. 2 5/8 by 2 5/8. So I want to place one down on the grid line. So I want the top grid line and the side grid line, so I know that it's straight. Okay. And then this one here, I'm going to lay over the top, but I'm going to look at a line here on the grid and come straight down and make certain my points are on that same line. So then that way I know that it's going to be pretty square. To do that though, we're not going to put glue on these outside corners. We're going to come down from that corner and we're going to put a line going across like that. Then we're going to come this way across. So we're avoiding all of our corners like that, and then we're going to put a little bit in the middle. So we're not putting glue on those corners. All right. So I want 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 10, so I want to go over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and put my point on that one. And then come over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and put my point on that one. And by lining those points up, it gets me fairly square. And I move that bottom one over. So it gets me fairly square. There, like that. And so this is what it should look like. That's kind of like 8-point star. And the first one that we put down, we're not going to glue it all the way down. We're only going to put glue in this top corner or on this back of the top corner. So I'm going to put glue right here. And that's the only place I'm going to put glue on this very first one. And we're going to set it, and you want a border. So like that. So you see my little border around there. All right. So then when we place the next one, we're going to glue it all down. So this one here, I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to put glue over the whole back of it, but I'm not going to go near the edges if I can help it. Okay. So I put glue on that one. And we're going to go into the next point, not this one, but that next point. And we're going to lay it down. And you want to make certain you get an equal border. So with glue, you get a little bit of wiggle room. So like that. Try to get it equal. So there and there. And press. And then the next one, we're going to glue it all the way down. And so we're just going to keep doing that until the very last one, and then I'll show you how to do that last one. So we'll make certain we have the border and press and glue. Put it in this little point and press. And as you see it, we're like kind of just twisting, making a pinwheel. So this one, and when you place them down, you will have them opposite points. And so if you laid them out according to how I explained it, you will have them be opposite points. And that makes it so much better. And then, because it's Petunia Pop, then Pretty in Pink. Petunia Pop, the next one's Pretty in Pink. And I'm making certain that I'm not putting the wrong pattern up. Pressing that down like that. So we're almost to that last one to show you. Okay, my next one. Okay, so I want to lift up this this one here where it's not glued down. I want to lift that up. So this one's the one we only glued the corner, remember? So we'll put that down. And then this one here, we're going to put glue all over the back of it. And then whichever corner So I want this flower here to show. So it's going to be there, and this corner is going to be covered, this edge. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right there on that edge. I'm going to lift this up and slide it under into oops. This one here I may have to trim just a little bit to get it to go up underneath there. Just try to cut as straight off as you can. There we go. And then, whoops. Straighten it up. And once you get it in there, then it's good. Like that. And then press it down and hold it. So we've got a pinwheel going around. So this one here, I think I got in too far. When I was putting it down, it slid around a little bit and I couldn't get it to slide back into place. But we can fix that. We just trimmed it away. And then these little dots, I'm going to use the Petunia Pop, things that's our base color. And I'm going to get this large one, pick it up and put it over the center. And you won't even know that I had to trim that one away. So it hides your imperfections where everything comes together. These are so wonderful. I love them and they're so pretty. And they go a long way. All right, so this is our main focal point. So we'll set that up there. And I'm going to move. I think I'll do my stamping. We also have these little strips here, and this one is a 1/2 inch by, let's see, it looks like 3 3/4, and this one here is 3/4 by 3 7/8. Okay, so this here is what I'm going to use to put my sentiment on. So I'm going to bring in the Petunia Pop ink, and this is one of our sayings, sweetly scripted sayings. The happy anniversary might fit on this strip. The save the date would not. The happy birthday does not. The congratulations would. The speedy recovery, I think, would. A million thanks will. And so I have it here. And it is longer than we need because right here. So you want to pay attention to your wording. And you want to add ink to just where the words are at. And you don't need this little tail of it. But you start off with it hanging off the ink pad. And you work your way in. And back and forth. And you just lightly tap until you've got it inked. Then you come over the top of it. And make certain your S will make it onto your piece of strip here. And then... try not to get my head in the camera. Straight down. Straight up. And so the a million thanks, it just starts off here and ends off here. So we'll take that. And we'll set this up here to dry for a moment. And then this piece here, we're going to run through this embossing folder. It's the Distress Tile 3D embossing folder. And so I'm going to open that up. And it can be embossed or debossed, ever, being it's just a plain white piece. You can choose which side you want to have face up. So I'm going to line it up again on that black line there where our logo, Stampin' Up! Logo is. And then close it together. Bring this machine back in. Our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Our thick #1 plate. This is our seam. It goes in first. And this is the opening on the end here, towards right here. Then we put in our #4 plate. And then I try to push it just a little bit till my handle starts going. And then grab it and crank it through. Try not to shake my camera too much. There we go. Like that. Pop this open. All right, so this is embossed, so it's coming out towards the camera. This is debossed, going away from the camera. So I'm going to glue that down to my petunia pop layer. And when you have this rough surface, I want to add glue heavily, especially towards that center. And I'm not getting real close to the edges because I don't want it oozing out. And I'll turn it over and center it. And it's a small, like 1/16 of an inch all the way around. So it's an 1/8 inch smaller than the petunia pop, but it leaves you a 1/16 of an inch border. So like that. And this, I'm trying to give it a moment to make certain it adheres well. Give that a moment to dry just a bit. And then bring our card front in. And we're going to add glue here. Just center that. And hold that. So I'll set this over here. And then bring in a little mat. Petunia pop. And add glue to the back of my sentiment. We'll just center that on here. And you want equal top and bottom, and then equal right and left, or yeah, right and left. Okay. Move that out of the way. Now we want to add glue to our little points because we want them to adhere well down. And then in the center. Okay. And pick this up. Bring your card front in. And the one that I started with is the one I want at the top. And I want to come down about 1/4 inch, and then my points, I want to try to get this straight and parallel with that up there, and put my points like that, and then press it down. And it's on this highly embossed. So I'll put that on top. trying to just press it. Some extra little bit of weight. All right, so then the A Million Thanks, I'm going to add glue to the back here. And I'm going to split the difference between this edge and the bottom of that point. There's that. And you can bring that paper in again. Put this on there. Now I will say when I spray this, that will kind of feather that out a little bit. So I'm going to grab this and spritz. That gives it that little bit of shimmer. And then as it dries, it'll go back to its normal color. So you can see the shimmer on that petunia pop right there on that edge, but it's all over the whole card. So there we go. And I'm going to take a tissue. So a droplet did fall right there. And that is our Make It Monday. Put this stuff away. So I hope that you enjoy today's Make It Monday cards in this video. And I hope you will give this fun card a try and this fun card a try. There we go. And stay tuned to my channel for Make It Monday, Technique Tuesday, mystery stamping. Sometimes I have other card classes so that, you know, for some inspiration and just for, you know, fun ideas and getting together and craft along with me for my mystery stamps. Pause the videos, any of these videos, gather your supplies and craft along with me. Just stop the video and do a little bit and start the video again. So I want to thank you for joining me today for the Make It Monday, and I will be seeing you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you.